the CaFÉ webinar for the artist registration process and contact information. Greetings, everyone. Today we'll be talking about CaFÉ from the artist's perspective. Anyone can access the website and view the help pages, call listings, the blog, and so forth. But if artists want to apply, they must sign up and create an account. CaFÉ is free for artists to sign up. Today I'll be covering the sign up and registration process for artists in CaFÉ. First, we have our landing homepage for the CaFÉ site. When we start on the artist side, callforentry.org. A few key items that we will cover in this webinar include the sign-up page and registering as an artist, completing the artist profile account, and what key parts from the artist profile would look like in the application, as well as the various ways you can access the contact information for artists from your administrative account. To perform artist account registration, we'll start by clicking on the Artist Sign Up tab in the top right corner of the page. This is going to be the workflow that artists can follow to register and start their free account. On this page called Register for CaFÉ, the artist must agree to the terms and conditions that are provided for using CaFÉ. They can read through the full set of terms and conditions in this text box. If the artists do agree with all of these terms, they will click the Yes, I Agree button. If the artists do not agree, they will not be able to create an account. They are required to adhere to the terms and conditions in order to have an account in CaFÉ. The print button will let them keep a copy of the terms for their personal records. We're going to select Yes, I Agree so that we register. After agreeing to the terms and conditions, the artist may proceed to the profile, which is where we are now. All of the fields in bold are required. The artist will need to use only alphanumeric type for their username and password, with a limit of 7 to 30 characters. They'll also want to be sure that there are no spaces. We'll create a general username for the artist account. And then we want to create a password that we are able to remember. The artist will fill in basic information such as their contact information starting with their first and last name. If they have a business or studio name, they can include that as well. They'll want to make sure that they include their address, which is typically their personal residence. If they live in a location that includes a province, they have the option to include that information. Make sure that they select the appropriate country as well as the zip code. They'll continue with filling out the rest of their personal contact information. They can choose their preferred contact phone number. And they'll also want to make sure that they have an email address available. If the artist does have a website, they can cite it in this box. If the artist has additional contact information, they may click on the plus sign to expand the field and then add all of that additional content. If they do not have alternative contact information, they can simply keep that field collapsed. Artists have the opportunity to decide if they are having an individual or team account when they register. If they select team, they may add their partner's first and last name and continue to add partners as needed. They may also remove partners as well. For the artistic disciplines, there are 4 disciplines allowed, maximum. At least one discipline must be selected. The artist can revise the options for their disciplines at any time, as needed. Benefits of selecting disciplines include that the artist will be able to be contacted in regard to specific calls that are related to their discipline. The disciplines are essential to the communication services provided through the CaFÉ service. In particular, it is essential to the promotional e-blast. The promotional e-blast service allows administrators to purchase an email which can be sent to a group of artists based on their discipline and their region. The notification settings, which are provided below, allow artists to decide if they would like to opt in or opt out of communications provided through CaFÉ. Each notification has a specific purpose for various email content, which the artist can choose to participate in. Going down the list, we have opportunity notifications. This will allow the artist to receive periodic email notifications about all CaFÉ opportunities and deadlines. The postcard mailing will allow the artist to receive direct mail from organizations posting calls in CaFÉ, and the mail will be sent directly to the artist's residency or whatever address they have in their profile. The deadline notifications will allow artists to receive emails if their application is either in the started or ready for submission status, and the deadline is coming up within the next 2 days. That particular notification is especially helpful as most artists tend to submit applications closer to the deadline date, and that notification will urge them to complete their application on time. The artist system information will allow artists to receive information from CaFÉ management to stay informed about upgrades, changes, and improvements to the CaFÉ system. The call promotion announcement will allow the artist to receive periodic emails about individual events. This particular announcement is in relation to the CaFÉ promotional e-blast service. If the artist would like to know more about the CaFÉ communications policy, they can simply click on the link to load the page and see the full communications policy. That will be available to them whenever they should like to reference it. And then we're going to click the Create My Profile button to save all of our content. If there happen to be any errors, there will be a message at the top of the page in red, and it will denote which fields need correcting or other revisions. We'll continue down to the very bottom of the page, click Create My Profile, and make a password that is the appropriate length. After successfully saved all of our information in our profile, we are able to access our artist account. If at any time we would like to revise our profile, we can return to that page and change our content. Please note that the artist is required to complete their name and contact information those details will automatically be included in their application. The benefit is that since the contact information is required of all artists, you will not need to build that content into your application questions, since it will always be included in all applications. That was created so that you can save time and effort as you build your call as a local administrator, and so that you're ensured the ability to contact your artists as needed. In terms of the jury process, if you ever need to do a blind jurying, you may hide the contact information from the jurors, and we'll come back to this in a moment. We are logged in as a local administrator. We're going to take a quick look at how the contact information from the artist translates to the administrative side. So on the administrative side, our website is admin.callforentry.org. And we're going to use a demo call so that we can review a few key areas where the artist contact information shows up in the actual applications and in other fields that you'll be able to access as an administrator. Okay, so we have started on our Events tab, and in the box that says Choose Current Event, we will select our call. This call has received applications, which suits our purposes for today. We're going to load the received group on this page by clicking on the Receive Status and the table that says Applications by Status. After the applications have loaded on the page, we have access to additional resources, including the reports with application content and the applications themselves. One of the key resources that you have as an administrator is the ability to download the applications in a PDF format. If you click on Download PDF, you can select the application. It will take you to a page where you can decide if you want to remove all contact information and view the juror's application, or you can simply download the administrative version of applications and keep the contact information within the application. Once we've downloaded our applications, we'll be able to open them up and review the artist contact information in full. We'll hop back to that Events tab, where we have another tool specific to the artist contact information. Again, we have selected our call from where it says Choose Current Event. We go to the table that says Applications by Status. We'll click on the Received group to access our applications, as well as the reports. This time we're going to click on the Download XLS button and select Contact Information. This will allow us to download an XLS spreadsheet with all the contact information from the artist. Once that report has downloaded, we have a full list of the artist's name and their general contact information. That will include their full name, their email, their address, and their phone number. One other area where you might be interested in controlling the artist's contact information is under the Jury tab. As we'd mentioned earlier, some folks prefer to run a blind jury process. The blind jury process is one where you would want to hide the artist's contact information from your jurors. And the way that you would do that is on your Jury tab, you would go down to Step 1, where you can configure the scorecard. You'll go to the Jury Permission section, and you would click on the box next to the artist's name in order to hide their contact information. And you'd go to the right, click the Save Changes button, and that will allow you to hide the artist's contact information. This concludes our review of the artist registration and accessing the contact information from the administrative side. As our web series continues, we'll begin to take a deeper dive into other artist profile content. In our next session, we are going to cover content such as the management of applications as well as the portfolio on the artist side. This will allow you to have a deeper understanding of how artists manage their portfolio, the way that they upload their work, as well as how they go about the application process for calls. We'll also be releasing these videos as they are created so that you may have continued access to all of this information as a resource for yourself and your colleagues as you use CaFÉ. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to seeing you next time.